Welcome back for another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today is the day we fuse Pelops the Victor. We're gonna fuse him, we're gonna build him, we're gonna talk about him, all that great stuff that we normally do here. This guy's really interesting. We'll talk about it a little bit here as we get going in the video, but I just finished up my final pieces here. We got all the epics fully ascended up to level 50. So let's go ahead and start the video off hot and fuse Pelops. Of course, it's 1,000,000 silver. It's always 1,000,000 silver. But it's also a good time to do it because we also have a champ chase going on, so we'll get 500 tournament points. So Pelops the Victor, this guy is a little bit tricky to build. I actually was trying to build him on Almighty's account because Almighty actually pulled him from a shard and had him, but I really didn't like the build. This guy, he's got a really interesting kit here. Like, he's really solid. He's HP based, so you want him with a lot of HP. But at the same time, like, his A2, like, it feels like an absolute nuke in here. Like, it ignores 50% of the defense if they're under HP burn. It can stack the damage up to 200% for all the debuffs on himself and the target. Like, he can really nuke in there. So it feels like we want tons of HP. We want crit damage with, or crit rate with crit damage in there. Plus, like, you gotta have tons of HP for the magma shields in there. He's just a tricky build, not to mention, like, with the HP burns in here, I feel like we need accuracy, so he really, like, he just needs a lot of stats. We're gonna try to accomplish this here today and talk about where we're gonna use him and all that kind of great stuff. But of course, I need to get him upgraded and all that kind of good stuff before we do that. So I don't even know if I have enough brews. I kind of been going through some brews, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we have 52 brews, great, fantastic. I have plenty of food. We've been farming food like crazy, so we can just go ahead and throw some food at him. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna farm out his masteries here. That way I can just save a few gems. It doesn't save a ton, but it does save a few, which we need to save that money, you know? So we'll get him up here. We'll go ahead and we'll farm out masteries. I'm not convinced I want to put books into this guy because of his kit. So before we do any of that, let me remind you guys that you can start off your account with this guy for free. For free, you can start off with this guy. Although, like, what I've already said probably isn't like the highest like marks for him. I do think he's interesting. I think for a beginner account, like he can hit hard. But speaking of hitting hard, you can also start with Follow and Follow here. The link's down there in the description, by the way. You click that link, you install Raid. There'll be a little installer that pops up. You pop it up, you install with a brand new email. You'll get Follow and Follow Beard for free. One of my favorite dwarves in the game. This guy smacks. Don't mind him not having gear. I share a lot of gear throughout a lot of my champions. You also get Ezio from Assassin's Creed for logging in for 7 days, which that's incredible. Just literally log in for 7 days. And then if you use the promo code RAID7, you'll get Pelops. Pelops? That's not the right word there. Pelops the Victor for free. We're going to build him up here. I'm going to go ahead and get to farming, get to working. We'll talk about the kit, all the gear. But let me get the masteries. Let me get the masteries assigned and get them up to level 60. And we'll talk about the build here soon. All right, so let's talk about this guy. I mean, I had a hard time building him. This is actually my second attempt at building him. I tried building him on Almighty's account. I'm building him here on my account. I still don't love it. And I think what actually needs to happen with him is you kind of need to decide one way or the other where to build. Because, like, it's so hard to try to get HP, crit rate, and like accuracy in there unless you have like elite gear. It's just so hard. Like I had to throw crit rate gloves on here just to make this work, which, I mean, these gloves were incredible. I love these gloves, don't get me wrong, and it gets us to the crit rate, but I mean, then our crit damage is kind of low. But then, like, we kind of sacrificed some of the HP. We're only at 88,000. And I think what you kind of do with him, I don't think, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong. I was way wrong about Hilvi. I thought Hilvi was going to be Tormund dependent, so I didn't invest in her soul, and I regret it to this day. But I think with him, like, what you're going to do is, like, I think we want to invest more into accuracy and HP. Like, I think we want to make sure we're landing these HP burns and these petrifications, even like decent resist, so we're not getting those decent decreased defenses. But also, like, I'm not using him in arena or live arena, so it doesn't need to be crazy resist. And I think, like, my thought process here is I'm going to lean more into this A3 if I'm going PvE. There are instances where we're going to lean into the other skill, but with this one giving us the magma shield and the taunt, I think he's going to be really good in a lot of areas where you need survivability. And I think that's where we lean into, instead of maybe I running these crit rate gloves, maybe I lean in and I go with Like for instance, some HP percent gloves, not HP flat, gross. Who runs HP flat? But like some HP percent gloves. And I don't worry about the crit rate so much. Maybe I try to get like, I try to get the speed up even a little bit more on here. Maybe we go like a Shack. No, those gloves kind of suck. I don't really have amazing feral gloves. I mean, I could probably move some pieces around. Like these gloves right here would actually be amazing right here. You can't see them. Let me put them on. I have Lysandra's kit saved. So these gloves would be amazing right here. All right, we got the accuracy boosted, we got the speed in there, we got the double HP boost on there. It bumps his HP up to almost 100,000. And then like I can, you know, put a different weapon on him that doesn't worry about the double crit rate. We can just not worry about crit rate in other places, which I think that'll be good. And then we just kind of lean into like using that magma shield and protecting our allies. On the converse of that, I think that he does have the potential to nuke really hard as well against like certain bosses. I think he could be really well. And if you just carry him to the boss, I think that could be nice. And I think that's where we switch to more like a savage or a lethal build where we get the 100% crit rate from our gear and we get the crit rate and we get some HP in there. Maybe we don't worry as much about the HP burn and we just run a burner with him. You know, so like I think that's kind of like the two different stories here. Obviously the A1's the A1, so that's gonna do what it is. But I think like you kind of pick your poison with this build. I think it's gonna be super hard for most accounts to like go one, like just really heavily lean into like trying to make an all-around build. Also trying to make him fast so we can place that magma shield is super tough. So I think like having him support, and one place that kind of came to mind for me actually or Pelops, and I kind of want to test it, and I don't know if this actually works. You know, I never claimed to be an expert. I'm still learning in Raid, but one thing I thought about was the Scarab King. Like if we have a shield in here, Scarab King doesn't counterattack us, right? So where's Pelops here? Let's put him in. Let's try this one time. Let's try this one time. I think this is just the base team they gave me that I ran. I'm usually in Doom Tower. I just run what they give me and just like throw it over on my third monitor and just let it run. You know, like kind of like busy work, like when I'm just working on something else. So yeah, let's get through here. I mean, even with this build, I kind of want to see he's relatively fast. Let's see like how hard he can smack like this Rain Beast, for instance. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great, but he's not here for we're not here for wave content. Remember, he doesn't even have full crit rate right now. His job right now is just to magma shield for us, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're not gonna use that magma shield. We're gonna let these guys clear the waves because they'll do that just fine. Mostly Hive Lord will clear the waves. Elva must not have her gear on. That's okay. I don't think it's actually gonna hurt us any. We're not sweating it. We're good. Let's put this on. She's slow anyways. It's not gonna hurt us any. We'll go here just to clear the way. Oh man, we missed. Oh boy. Oh, this is embarrassing, guys. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. Pelops, get up! Get up, Pelops! No crit rate sucks. No crit rate sucks. Yeah, Elva definitely doesn't have gear, but I don't think that's a big deal, to be honest. Oh, this is what I want to test, actually. This is... All right, so let's go here. Let's increase res, that stuff. But I want to see, like, if we magma shield... Does magma shield count for him? So, like, if we attack, is he going to counterattack, or does it... I think magma shield counts. I think the magma shield counts, because, like, when we're attacking him, he should be counterattacking, right? He counterattacks on an enemy that has no shield. So the magma shield does count for that. So I think like an area like this is really incredible for this type of build. Obviously, we're not going to be nuking hard, but that's why we have like Geo in here and we have Hive Lord. Hive Lord actually has an HP burn in there as well. Like we're just building the burn. And remember, like he has all those things that trigger with the HP burn. So I think like this is one way to approach the build on him. But I also do think that like we can approach the build with like a more nukey looking build where we're not as worried about the speed. We're not as worried about the accuracy because we're going to run like burners with them. And honestly, this team could actually be a team that we run with. Honestly, let's hold on. Let's switch it out to a nuker build and let's just kind of compare and contrast while I'm thinking about it, because I don't think I showed it. Let me show the masteries that I put on him. Let me show off the relic I put on him, all that kind of great stuff. So for the masteries, I don't know, man. I kind of went with like between like support and like nuking. But like if I was not gonna go, I probably would run just like a more full-on support. Instead of like going down this tree, I'd probably lean more heavily into this tree. This is like, my initial thought was like the hybrid build, and then I started building him and it's like tough. Like I'd probably lean more into like the support tree here. But I went down and just tried to get the accuracy with the allies up, all that kind of good stuff, and then Helm Smasher with the ignore. But honestly, I think this Helm Smasher with ignore is actually going to work with the build I have in mind that I want to try out. So Aspect of Searoth, I think, is going to be great for him if we're really relying on like the Magma Shield. If we're relying on like nuking, I think we go, I don't really have any great, amazing nuking relics. Gore Crescent's okay, but probably just like a Talon. I think most people have Talons. We have something, hold on. What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something in here. These guys. I mean, these have a 20% chance to ignore 5% of the defense. Those are cool too. But I think, I think a Talon is just fine because Talon just gives us flat crit damage. And I think that's okay. So let me switch his build over. Let's go with like a lethal savage build where we're just gonna try to nuke the Dickens out of that Scarab King. I've also heard like people using him against Iron Twins and doing well, especially with that Magma Shield. So maybe this build is the wrong approach. Maybe we just got it wrong here. Do I want to invest more in that? Let's not invest more in that. But maybe I just got it wrong on the first try, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. So it's okay to admit that we're wrong, right? So let me go ahead, let me rebuild him, and we will be good. All right, so Pelops is, I mean, to say the least, he is a tough build. So I got him almost to 100k HP, 274 on the crit rate, or crit damage rather, 222 on the speed. I wish he was faster. Obviously, he doesn't have a blessing that would help some as well. I also like, obviously that would help out a little bit, but he's just a tough build. I mean, my HP nukers are kind of meh anyways. So like, I think that's part of my struggles with this is like, he's just like a funky HP nuker, right? He's a funky HP nuker. We're gonna run that same team back. I'm not going to put gear on Elva actually, because if I put her gear on, it's 9-piece protection. It's gonna make her hit, or make them hit harder, which will actually kind of skew our results a little bit. So I just kind of want to compare and contrast the difference here. Is kind of what I'm going for. You know, this is not scientific testing. I'm not sold on this guy. I'm not gonna lie. After having to build him, I'm hoping he's usable somewhere because I'm not sold on what I just had to go through to make this build work. And now he's just slow as molasses. Let's just hit with the A1 here. I mean, that hit pretty nice. I will give him that. That did hit pretty nice. Let's go smack there. Okay, let's see. Oh, but he needs to be faster to put up the daggone Magma Shield, right? I guess let's put this up. I guess that's where we would probably actually need Elva to come in because this might not actually work out in our favor. Yeah, because he's gonna counter. Okay, we resist everywhere. Okay, so that works. Let's go Magma Shield so we don't get countered. Let's burn. Okay, he's already got a burn. That's okay. I mean, quick turn grasp. That's fine. We'll do that. Things are okay. Let's do this. I just want to see how hard he smacks here. Obviously, he's gonna hit, and then Elva's finally gonna come in. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, let's see how hard this hits right here. A little bit better, huh? A little bit better. Let's auto this out a little bit. I don't know, man. I think there are use cases. I saw. I don't remember. Maybe I was watching Ash. I watch Ash a lot. Me and him go way back, so I just like his content style. But I think he was talking about someone was using Pelops against Iron Twins, which could be interesting, like getting a lot of damage on there. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I don't know. Let me know like where you guys are thinking about this guy. I think like Scarab is actually pretty good. Obviously, I haven't invested any books in him because honestly, on my account, I'm gonna be 100% transparent. I mean, I'm like borderline end game account. I don't think this guy helps my account out. Just full transparency. I do think like you're early. I think if you're like a mid game account and you need someone like a really good shielder, I think this guy could be that, along with the nuking possibilities in there. You pair him up with some burners. I think like we just don't really worry about like him having the HP burn or like placing the burn. I think like running him with like a Geo would be really nice. It's just a really funky kit that's really hard to build. I mean, I hate this boss. No matter what team I run, like it just takes forever to run this boss. I guess it's gonna take longer also. Since I don't have him booked, it's gonna take a little bit to get through it. I do think this team gets through there. I mean, he just smacked him again, 54k. Would I like that to be more? Absolutely, but I mean, he's hit harder than my Hive Lord, which is pretty nice. My Hive Lord is one of my best PvE nukers, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like he just does really good things. We're definitely gonna get through here. Let me know what you guys think about Pelops. Do you like him? Are you sold him? I think again, like, you kind of like I think what you actually do with this guy is you build into the HP and the nuke, like the crit rate. I wish he had like 250 speed. I just couldn't get there with getting close. If I went 250 speed, I was at like 81,000 HP. So it's like the trade-off. It might be worth it actually to get more turns. It probably is worth it to get more turns. And that might be something I do, play around with him a little bit more. Maybe we spotlight him again after I read some comments and see if there's any good suggestions that jump out to me. But I think you focus on that HP, focus on the crit rate, crit damage, and then actually don't really worry about the accuracy a lot. I mean, it would be nice if you got some really OP gear, but I think a lot of the players that this guy's gonna be useful for aren't gonna have the gear that is gonna like get all those boxes checked. I mean, that was actually an okay time. I'm fine with it. He does 240,000 damage right there. And that's, again, when we get a soul on him, I think that helps a ton. You know, I think having a soul on there is definitely going to be a positive thing. I don't hate this build, to be clear. It's essentially like a mix of my Empress and Nice build. It's just a little slow. I think maybe like trading off, like I said, trading off, and maybe, especially since it's PvE, maybe going in, like I had this one built where it's like 240 and we go to end to 89,000, or like I have, which one was I talking about here with the, was it Nice? Yes, oh no, Nice is a little bit slower. It wasn't Nice. It was Empress, I think. Yeah, Empress gets like 250 and then 81,000. So like maybe the trade-off there is worth it. We do lose a little bit of the crit damage, but getting more turns more often is probably a good thing in raid in general. I honestly, I don't hate this one that I threw on here. I was just trying to get the stats up a little bit better and like try to get the HP jumping. Honestly though, like this isn't that bad. I don't mind that. Actually, that might be a better build. Maybe more speed is the way to go. A little bit less crit damage. I think that could be okay. Again, he doesn't have a soul. I'm torn on this guy. He looks sick. He looks sweet. I don't know that I would ever try him in arena. Here, let's go. Let's, just for poops and giggles, let's go try him in a regular arena battle. Just because we can. No, Marius, no thank you. Here, let's refresh this list. Let's just go in raw. Let's go in against this. Let's see. Does my Helvy should have gear, right? I should be more prepared for things. I'm just winging it, man. It's been a long weekend. Things are good. Life is good. Can't complain, you know. Let's go. I don't actually think Empress has gear on him because we still have the gear. Hold on a second. So actually, yeah, and instead of Empress, we'll just let's just go Fabian. Then obviously we need Pelops in here, and then we need a burner. Do we just go Geo? Do we go? Honestly, Geo's probably gonna be my most consistent burner. I don't know that he has enough accuracy for. We could try it. He actually hits pretty hard. We could try it. Let's just see right here. But I do think like the magma shield can come in handy in other areas. Just kind of want to see what this nuke looks like here. Let's see. Are we gonna strip there? Are we gonna do this? Let's do that. I kind of like that a lot. Then we'll try to strip with him. Okay, we don't get it, but that's okay. Then we'll place HP burns over here. Okay, nice. That's great. Hopefully Mithrala doesn't get a turn. Okay, nice. Actually, we get a turn. I actually want to smack the Mithrala before she gets a turn and strips and cleanses the burns. All right, let's see how this looks. Okay, maybe, wait, maybe I was wrong. It wouldn't be the first one I'm wrong. I'm not gonna lie to you. This guy just got me thrown off. I don't know how to build him. I don't know where to use. He's really got me thrown for a loop. The kit it's a cool kit, don't get me wrong. This guy's just got me all thrown for all kinds of sorts of loops. I just don't know where he fits in for me personally. Is kind of like that missing puzzle piece. Like, where do I use this guy? Where? And you know, I'm sure as more people get him, more people get their hands on him, more videos come out, we'll figure some stuff out like that. I mean, that wasn't awful. He smacked pretty hard in there. I mean, it says only 28,000, but we saw that number jump up on screen. I don't know. Maybe he's better than I think he is. I also get like this bias in my head where like I go in thinking he's not great. So like that's kind of like just in the back of my mind. He's just a weird champ. He's just kind of like a difficult champ, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. He's a weird one, man. And it's also like even like in this situation, like which skill do I even use to lead? You know, do we just try to go for the strip here, or do we just go here? Like, which skill do I go for? The magma shield? Do I go for the nuke? Like, what skill do I even go with? Oh my god, that like never lands for me. Also, I hate that. Let's. What does he have on his A2? I don't even remember what he has on his A2. Let's just. We could probably get a burn on Throat Ripper. Yeah, that's good. And then let's just smack him in the nose. I'm bopping all the field mice. Okay. I mean, she's got revived. That's okay. But getting one of the nukers out is always good. And then we can strip here with Hilvy. Okay, nice. I like Hilvy, man. She's growing on me a lot. Let's go here. I'm like hoping like the more I play with him, the more I'm gonna like him. But even then, like the nuke is a single target also. Like that was a big turnoff for me because like in my head I was thinking he's gonna be like a PvE champion and like the single target. I guess against bosses that's not a bad thing. Maybe I'm dumb. I am dumb actually. Yeah, because against like single target bosses that's gonna be fine. And maybe it's okay. Maybe it's but so like I guess like yeah, obviously we're not looking at like a Hydra. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out in my brain. It's just not working. I mean, we're winning arena battles somehow. I mean, with this funky team, it's definitely a funky team. Not even using the magma shield. He hits decent. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Let me know what you guys think of him. Another tough thing also, as far as the build goes, before I do finish this out, I know I'm rambling a ton here, is like the accessories. It's the new faction. We don't have a ton of accessories for him. So that is another funky thing in there. Like I went stone skin. I wanted one piece stone skin for the HP, but ended up going 2-piece just because that's what I had. That was the best ring I had for an Argonite. All right, let me know your guys' thoughts. I'm kind of unsold, undecided. I don't mind him. I think he has some usability. I'm just trying to figure out where he fits in from my main account. He's an interesting piece.